My current eating habits. Hi, I'm Jonathan Pritchett with Theology, Geek Fitness. In this video, I want to update a video I'd done a while back where I went over what I'm currently eating, and this is what I'm currently eating in 2023. And as it will shock no one, it's not all that different from the last video that I made about this stuff because I'm pretty much, I'm 46, I'm an old man, I'm set in my ways, and I've found something that's worked for me that has kept me lean while I'm still, at least for the time being, putting on some muscle, though that is probably slowing down now. I've kind of reached a plateau at about 164 pounds while staying between 12 and 14% body fat. So I'm pretty happy with that. I don't care to get that much bigger anyway. I mean, who cares? I've probably tapped out all this body can do. And, I'll just keep training hard, but, I'm not expecting to just blow up any bigger than I am. So it'll be micro gains from here on in. But I've stayed lean and I have packed on some weight. So I'm, some muscle mass. So I've been happy with the way I'm eating, and I don't think it's going to really change much. So what I eat during the day, Monday through Friday, is always the same. It's going to be an oatmeal in a coffee cup. I'll heat up some water just using the Keurig machine for coffee into a little thing, and then I'll pour it in another coffee cup that's got my rolled oats in it, instant oats that we get from Azure Standard. We buy stuff like rice, and we buy stuff like the oatmeal and stuff that I eat all the time. We buy that in bulk. So keep all that on hand. So, I just use the Keurig machine. Then I'll dump my protein powder on top of the oatmeal, and then put a little bit of cinnamon powder on top of that just for some extra flavor. Though my protein powder, I usually get vanilla flavored protein powder for whatever reason. And that with the cinnamon powder and the oatmeal tastes great. And while I'm eating that, I make my 2 scrambled eggs. So breakfast is 2 scrambled eggs and protein powder with the oatmeal. And that's it. Monday through Friday, I'm eating the same thing every morning. Then for my first lunch, it's going to always be a protein like beef or chicken or pork chop or a piece of fish or whatever. It's going to be just, some ground turkey, maybe, whatever I've got. So I'm going to eat that with either rice, quinoa, sweet potato or potato. And then I'm going to have a green vegetable, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, green beans, peas, spinach, whatever, and that's pretty much it. It's going to have those 3 things in the container. And I prep my food. And the reason why I eat the same thing with my food prep every day is because when you buy in bulk and when you cook it in bulk, it's just easier to just plate it all in the containers and then you're done. And usually when you're making rice or something, the rice cooker takes 25 minutes or so. And so I can have my frozen vegetable and my protein already cooked up waiting on the rice, and then I'm done in 25 minutes or fewer. My food prep for one of my meals is done for the week. And then I'll do either a protein shake or just some little, if I had some leftover chicken, I'll put some of that in a container because I still follow the lean build principles and some of the recipes too. And I did a review on that channel, but using the hand measurements, I pretty much stay within the 26 to 2,800 calorie range. Of course, that's always a guesstimate, and it's always 2,600-ish or 2,800-ish. But I pretty much, when I was losing weight and for a little while after, I pretty much learned what calories are in everything just from constantly looking stuff up back in the day. And I've gotten so used to it, and I'm eating the same things over and over again that I already know. And the results have been great. I've gone from 145 back in 2019 to 164 pounds now, and I don't think I ever go over 15% body fat, and I'm trying to stay between 11 and 13, and pretty well do that. So I've put on mass while staying lean, and even though I'm probably getting towards the end of my genetic limit, I'm going to probably eat like this for the rest of my life. So meal 1 is going to be the eggs and the protein and the oatmeal. Meal 2 is going to be a meat, a carb, and a green vegetable. Meal number 3 is either going to be some leftover meat and maybe some other green vegetables that I'll throw in there, or it's tomatoes or something out of my garden, or it's just going to be a protein shake. Meal number 4 is where I get my variety in the week, because my wife and I kind of take turns cooking. You know, I do more so on the weekends. She does 3 or 4 nights a week, and sometimes we just have a fend for yourself night or whatever. But we eat relatively healthy, and so we always map it out. So I know in advance what I'm going to be having for dinner. And with my dinner, I kind of follow the 3P strategy of Red Delta Project, which is the Matt Schiffel's channel, where he talks about, you know, make sure you have a protein, make sure you have a plant, make sure you keep your portion under control. And so I keep that in proportion to what my other meals are, and I can pretty much guess what kind of, you know, the calorie count's going to end up being, you know, within a certain plus or minus range, and, you know, who cares? You're never going to get that perfect anyway. But sticking with that, you know, that we cook something different every night. It's still pretty healthy. Like I said, we like to buy organic. We like to order from Azure Standard and things like that. So really, it's actually when you, and because we also shop at Sam's, and we buy a lot of things bulk, because even with the dinners, we have I don't know, it's probably 45 different things that we eat. So every month and a half, we just rotate it in. So we kind of know what we're going to eat from month to month, even for the dinners. So even if she's planning out for the week and I'm planning out what I'm gonna cook, you just look at it on our little calendar, and I know, because we've been eating these things now for almost 2 years, and so we've got our meals that we like to cook at home, and we just kind of rotate them in and out. And I think there's about 40 to 45 of those or whatever. So, you know, I'm used to eating that. We cook what we cook, and it's really good, and I get something different every night, and that takes care of it. Now, on the weekends, I'm a little bit more free, because instead of having my normal breakfast, I'll usually make, one day I'll do omelets, which is mostly just, you know, going to have onions and peppers and mushrooms and turkey sausage and cheese in it, you know, with the egg. And then I'll have one of those hash brown patties, kind of like the ones you get at McDonald's. Throw that in the air fryer, and so we'll have omelets and hash browns one day, and then we'll have pancakes and turkey sausage or turkey bacon another day on the weekends. Those are the only things that I cook for breakfast every week. So occasionally I'll do French toast, but you know, we've got so much of that Sam's pancake mix, really good actually. So you can always count, if you had to guess, you know, maybe 4 times a year I do French toast. So it's usually going to be omelets and pancakes with turkey sausage, you know. And then I like to do stuff like air fryer wings, things like that. And the things that I like to cook, you know, I love to cook my spaghetti, and sometimes I use pasta noodles. Sometimes I use the zoodles with that, the zucchini noodles that you get, the little $10 thing from Walmart, or it was $10 when we bought it, and you just make noodles out of zucchini, and that works. I do like to eat lasagna, so I'll make lasagna on the weekend. So I'm a little bit more free, and give myself a little bit more flexibility on the weekends. I'll have my popcorn with M&Ms in it on the weekends one night. I'll have some chips with a sandwich or a burger or something. So I'm not real strict on the weekends, as long as I keep my calories in check, you know, a little bit. So I get variety on the weekends, and I get variety at least one meal during the week. So that's basically what I eat. And it's not expensive to eat healthy. It really isn't. And in fact, if you have an air fryer, a cast iron skillet, if you have a rice cooker, and then a pot with a lid, you know, to make quinoa, and a Keurig machine, and you know, that's basically, and a strainer. That's basically all I cook with, you know, and maybe a big pot when I want to do like gumbo or spaghetti or something. But I mean, just like what you're seeing in the B-roll, that's basically most of my, we have all kinds of stuff in our kitchen, but that's basically all I use to cook. So that's how I eat. And you can scale that, you know, of course, we're all built differently. So your hands and your, you know, making a fist for your portions, it's going to be different. And you know your body better than I do, but nothing fancy. We get, like, you know, like I said, the dinners, we try to go a little bit more than just kind of the bland food, but hey, I don't care. This has worked for me. I don't need a fancy meal, different food prep for every day. I don't care about that stuff. And when you buy in bulk and you eat the same things like that, before inflation, I think it was like $1.30 that I was paying for a meal. I'm still around $1.60, $1.70, even after inflation per meal. You know, you can't order the meal prep people that's basically that anyway for 10 times that, you know, like $10, $12 for per meal. I was like, this is ridiculous. So just prep your own food. Stop caring what you eat. If you want to get an expensive fancy cookbook, go for it. I don't care. Just, you know, it's more simple to do it this way. It gets the food preps a lot quicker, and you just throw in a new recipe for your dinners every now and then out of one of those overpriced cookbooks. But don't hate on some chicken, broccoli, and rice. It's good stuff. So that's how I eat. Should you do it? I have no idea. I'm just giving you ideas. It's worked for me, but you may be more of a foodie than I am. I just don't care anymore. Being a foodie is what made me look like I did, you know, back in 2018, 2019, where I weighed my heaviest. So I just stopped caring about food. But I still like to eat. But, you know, there you go. That's what I'm doing. Should you do it? It's up to you. Let me know what you think about the video in the comments. Let me know what you're doing for your diet. Let me know what you think about this. If you liked the video, click the like button. If you didn't like the video, click the dislike button. I don't really care either way. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you want to support what we're doing, you can do that at patreon.com/theologygeekfitness. Link in the description. You can get bonus content. $1 gets you in the door. $10 and up patrons get in on my gear giveaways that I do every now and then. And I probably need to do another one soon. So thanks for watching the video. We'll see you in the next one. God bless.